something else I do want to talk about when it comes to seeing is how Call of Duty wants to see your personal information when it comes to skill-based matchmaking. Now, I'll break it down to y'all like this. My opinion on skill-based matchmaking is keep it. Why? Because not only does skill-based matchmaking make smurfing more difficult, because if you try and get a smurf account and you smurf in skill-based matchmaking and you go in there and the average amount of kills for somebody to get is, let's say, 20, 30, and you going in there dropping 40 on a bad game where you can't aim for shit, then they move you up and give you more XP quicker so that you move up in the skill-based lobbies that are more difficult, right? And even in the casual versus the more hardcore mode, and the casual modes where it's just like free fall and stuff like that, there is skill-based matchmaking, but the skill-based matchmaking is more loose than if you go in a more competitive ranked type mode. So that being said, there's a lot of controversy in the COD community about skill-based matchmaking, because the tippy top of the mountain, the top like 5% of Call of Duty players, they hate skill-based matchmaking because they hate going against people of their own skill level. It makes them boring. Everybody wants to be a pub stomper, while the average person who's just getting off of work, coming home from school, something like that, and they sitting down and they want to hop on a game of COD, they just want to play somebody their skill level and call it a day. They just want to play somebody their skill level and call it a day. But people who want to be GoPro ass niggas and want to content create and shit like that, that really doesn't work. So like, I'm a fan of skill-based matchmaking, and most people are a fan of skill-based matchmaking, and we know this because I forgot who it was. I do believe it was Activision. Let me see. Let me look it up before I get into this article. Skill-based matchmaking. Activision. Yup, it was Activision. So they did a study on skill-based matchmaking, and if you want to look into the article and look further into it, you can. But the short and sweet part of it is, most people, majority of the people, 95% of the player base of Call of Duty stay on the game longer when skill-based matchmaking is active. Now, what does staying on the game longer indicate? Well, it indicates that people are having more fun, that they have more of an incentive to stay on the game. Nobody wants to sit down and get beat by 40, blown out every game. Most people, when they sit down and play the game, they want to lose by like 5-6. You know, like, think of it like basketball. If every game you play in a season, everybody is just ducats all season, and it feels like nobody is getting guarded the whole season. Everybody's just getting free buckets against you, even though y'all are sitting there guarding them. But it's like they're playing against a bunch of 5-year-olds. You would get mad and you'd be like, yo, this team sucks. This team is bad. They're always getting blown out by 40, 50 plus. But if they going up, playing defense, playing offense, all of that, and all the teams they're going against are better than them, but they're still good, and they're losing by 10, they're losing by 15, they're losing by 5, they're losing by very close numbers, you wouldn't be as mad. You would be like, you know what? They played a good game. They just got bested. Same thing with this, but let's read on it. Let's read on a bit. Popular Call of Duty YouTuber Explosive Ace exposed a method that will let players know their skill rating for every single multiplayer they've played, going all the way back to 2021's Vanguard. However, it involves jumping through a few hoops. I'm not surprised. Did he make a video on it? Because I would rather watch the video than read the article. Yes. Watching ad before a video on stream. What I look like. Ad block. Keep putting in that work. Keep putting in that work, ad block. Yeah, let's see what Brody got to say.
What's up, guys? My name is Ace, and today I wanted to share a very interesting regarding this. But before we do that, I want to show you guys how you can get this data for yourself. Now, there is a process to it and a slight waiting period as well. It took about a day for me to get this data after setting.
That's not bad.
And I actually found out about this through one of my followers on Twitter. I failed many times on stream pronouncing his name, so I'm just gonna put it on the screen right here. So big shout out to you. Thank you so much for pointing.
Big shout out to bro.
Share it with the community. But essentially, to get this data for yourself, you have to go to the Activision site. I will leave this link down below, and you want to submit a new request for your data. Then you pick your country, read all the terms and conditions, of course, and then you select your request type. And the one that you want here is access my personal information, and from there, it's gonna get you to log into your accounts. And this is the official Activision website, so it is a secure site. This isn't some third-party thing. So you can log into whatever accounts you want there. For me, I play on PlayStation, so I had to log into my PlayStation account.
That's good that they give you your data at least.
And for me, about a day later, I got an email with all of my data. Now, this is gonna come in an HTML format, which is not ideal, but you can actually import this into
I was about to ask. Okay.
Google Sheets, so it's in a spreadsheet, which is what I did, and then it's going to.
And the spreadsheet is definitely better.
Data of every single match that you've played since Call of Duty Vanguard, it appears, which is pretty crazy to see. And keep in mind, this also contains all of your personal data, including your IP address and everything. So this isn't the type of thing you want to be sharing around. It's for your eyes only, but obviously for the.
Oh yeah. Because that was about to be my next question. How deep is the damn data?
Purpose of this video, I just deleted all of that data so you don't end up seeing it, and we're just seeing the actual match data. And the most interesting stat out of all of this is the skill stat, because this is something that has been previously hidden to us. Now, initially, when looking at this, I thought skill.
Yeah, that's about to be my next thing. What do they use? What do they use to determine skill? Like, what stats matter the most and what stats affect it?
On this was the skill level of the lobby, but no, this does appear to be your skill ranking over time, which is honestly a bit unfortunate. I would personally rather see the lobby skill level that I was getting into in each of these matches, but unfortunately, you don't.
You could kind of predict it if you analyze the data.
Unfortunately, limit our ability to fully analyze everything that's going on with the matchmaking system, for instance, and it's more so just an interesting value to be able to see and track for yourself. Although at the moment, I also don't have much context surrounding this skill number. I honestly don't know what a good skill rating is. I don't know what the maximum is, for instance, and that's actually one of the things that I wanted to ask from you guys. For anybody that does submit this and access their personal data, obviously I don't want you sharing your entire spreadsheet or anything with me, but if you do go through this process, I'd really appreciate if you could come back to this video and just let me know what your current skill rating is, as well as your overall elimination death ratio in Black Ops 6. Now I know elimination death ratio doesn't necessarily paint the whole picture as far as what somebody's skill level is, but as far as a single stat goes that we have publicly available, it's probably the best stat that we have.
But you don't need to request your data to find out your fucking KD. So I mean, what he said is kind of useful, because the next thing he's about to go into is his skill data and skill ratings. But like, if you don't know all that type of information, it's kind of useless unless like you're one of those Call of Duty pros that are sitting there analyzing all your data. Yeah, this article is kind of fucking useless, not gonna lie. I thought that type of information was gonna be in here, where they tell you how